Depulso. Depulso. Hey, Tobin, check this out.
What?
Depulso! Ah! Oh, oh.
Hello and welcome back. Today is Monday, July 23rd, and that's episode 51 of NooBTooB, a weekly independent podcast. We aren't afraid to play children's games and talk about them on the intertubes.
Oh man, speaking of, I just finished the Harry Potter book, dude.
Oh, me too. Do you like the part where Harry and Ron got on the back of the horse and rode off together in the sunset?
I think I'm thinking Brokeback Mountain.
No, because then Voldemort turned into this giant jet and blew up this fucking building.
Dude, that's not Harry Potter either.
No, because Optimus Prime pulled out this big sword and he's like, there can be only one.
You know, you really should learn how to read.
Well, who needs to learn how to read when you can just watch YouTube all day long? I'm Tobin Desire.
And I'm Yuzo Watanabe. This week we're talking about The Darkness on the Xbox 360, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix on the Wii, and of course Overlord on 360 and PC and some betas, the Enemy Territories Quake Wars, and World in Conflict.
Yeah, and new releases include Alien Syndrome, Mario Strikers, Guitar Hero Rocks the 80s, and the Civ 4 expansion.
And we'll finish up with our site news, community news, and site news again, community culture section. But let's get started with our featured game, The Darkness on the 360.
Ooh, The Darkness. I believe in a thing called wine.
Just listen to the rhythm of my glass. Classic 80s.
Go back to the Chuck.
That's
$2.
right. The best kind. And
$1 for each of us.
At least. I'm going to be drinking about 25 cents probably.
Yeah.
But this is our first show at the Kozire Studios.
Yes, Kozire branch of NooBTooB Studios.
Absolutely.
So we're at my house.
And we're gonna give this a try for a bit and see how it works, because generally we do it at other places, and we kind of want to settle on one place that we have a lot more control over. So we'll give it a try. Let's do what you guys think.
Yeah. Tell us what you think of the incredibly nice background I've got here.
Yes,
we want a NooBTooB banner or something. If one of you guys makes a banner and sends it in, that'd be freaking sweet.
That would be awesome. Or we can get that whole we can get Range's sheet.
Yes.
So we're from the Taliban doing terrorist threats. That'd be awesome.
Yes. Ooh.
Oh man, but it has
get your Wilson Phillips poster.
Shh. No. Oh, how did that song go again?
Oh, I don't even want to know.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
So the first game we have up in our roster is The Darkness. This is on one platform, the 360.
Yeah.
Right now, and it's a what is it? A demonic shooter, first-person shooter with a lot of extra stuff.
Yeah.
So, what kind of stuff? I mean, what kind of stuff does you get when you're in the darkness?
Well, I mean, you got the big demon heads, and they can
lefty and righty,
yep. And they can rip out people's hearts, and you can use them to crawl through vents. Probably a couple other things.
There's a whole bunch of other. You got a big claw that you can use to do out lights. And one of the big game mechanics that I'm not sure if I ended up liking a lot is the fact that since it's called the darkness, you have to be in darkness for all your powers to work.
Yeah.
And they have lights everywhere.
They have lights everywhere.
This downtown city did not have a single broken light.
I know,
which is ridiculous.
What city is that? I want to live there.
Yeah, well, it's obviously not San Francisco or New York or
LA.
LA.
Because I didn't get the claw. I was playing for a while. I honestly didn't like the game all that much.
Yeah, I know, me either.
So I was just wasting all my ammo. Everywhere I went, it'd be light, light.
There wasn't an easy way to get rid of it besides shooting it until you got the claw.
Yeah.
And you know, the whole thing is I'm sort of a weird completeness sort of guy, so I always need to kill, turn out every single light even if I'm not attacking. I'm it just got tiresome and boring for really quickly.
Well, I mean, the culture in the game was so interesting. They were going for Grand Theft Auto meets, the Godfather,
Sopranos-y type. Yeah,
it was very strange. They were going for all this gangster ghetto stuff, and then all of a sudden they're like, I'll swallow your soul. The voice kept coming around, and you turned into this demon of the darkness.
It had a very good feel, a very similar feel to a lot of the indie comics, because it comes from an indie comic.
Yeah.
So it kind of has that weird mish of genres that you find a lot of times in those kind of underground comics, and it's just it kind of works when it's an underground comic, but when it's a big AAA title, I don't know if I feel it.
I really didn't feel any of the characters. I was playing for a while. I just felt like I was kind of slugging through it. I rented it, and we'll talk about this later, but the whole time I was playing it, I'm just man, I kind of would like to go back to Harry Potter now.
Which is kind of sad, considering.
What does that
this
say?
This is a huge first-person shooter.
So how do you feel about, you played more than I did, how do you feel about the game mechanics? How was the shooting?
So again, the whole darkness part of it, I hated. I think it was really stupid, and it played to my OCD, but in a really bad way. So, I didn't like that at all. They have, the standard FPS type stuff, and it's all very basic.
Yeah.
You know, you're shooting, you kill them. The only different thing they have is that you go and you eat their hearts.
Yeah.
And the more hearts you eat, the more powers. It's almost like collecting, you know, random things to get better powers, like
Right.
in a lot of RPGs. The weapons are all kind of pretty standard. There's a few special powers which I didn't get to, which look cool,
Yeah.
but not worth it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it just feels like a really vanilla FPS with kind of this demonic after effect, but it's really tacked on.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I played for maybe 6-7 hours, you know, full disclosure, and I'm kind of done, and I'm pissed off I paid for it.
Oh, you bought it.
I bought it. I should have rented it, man.
Yeah, my rental fee was just about enough for me.
Yeah, so I would say it's a definite rental if you like FPSs a lot. You know, I kind of put in the...
I like FPSs. I didn't like this game.
You know, I felt the same way about Prey. Like, I kind of couldn't get into Prey either. You really
I
liked
loved
it, but...
Prey, man. I beat the shit out of that game.
Yeah. But anyhow, I would say it's not really worth it.
I don't hate American Indians like Yuzo does, is
Well,
the
you
thing.
know, that's right. They're not my...
filthy
I had
racist.
nothing to do with the subjugation of Native Americans.
That's right. I played that game out of white guilt. I was like, see, the Indians can win.
And I wasn't the one who gave him, like, freaking smallpox blankets. I
you
mean,
know, that was part of the game.
that's right. What was that the thing we had before? Trail of Tears?
Trail of Tears,
yes.
the game.
The game. So terrible. Absolutely terrible. But I think I don't want to talk too much about it. I think it's a big thumbs down for me.
Yeah, I
Not
didn't
worth
like it.
$60, worth a rental, $20.
Yeah.
$4 game, totally.
Yeah, about that. I guess the splash screen was very pretty. With the weird organs like writhing on top of each other.
yeah.
That was like the prettiest part of the game.
Dude, you know, actually, no, I forgot to mention, the really cool part of the game I liked the most was the fact that they had full movies on the game.
Yeah.
So you would go, and like, there's one bit, did you get to the part where you're with a girlfriend and you're watching TV?
No.
So you
Yes, I did.
You sit down, and I'm like, okay, cool. Like, and then all of a sudden, To Kill a Mockingbird is playing on the television set.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is just the credits. All they can't have everything. And I just sat there. And then I'm looking 15 minutes later. I'm all getting into it and stuff like. I'm like, wait a minute, I need to play this game again.
I didn't sit that long. That is amazing.
Well, what's awesome
I noticed
is-
that with the news reports and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
if you sat down and watched a TV, it would be full motion video
And
just
it never
running.
repeats.
Yeah.
As far as I can tell, I haven't seen the repeat. But one of the cool things is when you sit down and watch it with your girlfriend, there's an achievement, a hidden achievement. A romantic achievement because
If you watch the whole movie?
No, if you just sit there for long enough, for longer than like 2 minutes. I'm most
Yeah.
impatient guys, but you sit there because she's all like cuddling with you. And
That's
all that.
awesome.
It's nice. I
All
like
right,
it.
so that's like the next gen side of it. They did some stuff right. It's just that the gameplay just really didn't.
Yeah, and all the extras that you unlock where you find these little scraps of paper on the thing, that whole collecting app, really lame.
I could tell
don't
like they were trying to make the full world thing too, because you kept running into people, and it's like the thing where you like go threaten the guy for the homeless dude on the street. But it was so tacked on. It was not.
It's very, I think poorly constructed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't solid. It was not a solid game.
Yep.
Okay, next game. You're really excited about this
I'm
game.
loving this game. I seriously, I rented this game and I'm just like, this will probably be all right. You know, I was like, this will be kind of fun. I actually, honestly, am not that into Harry Potter. I read the first couple books and then I've kind of fallen out of it. I'm going to read the rest of them. My girlfriend's really into them. But this game is so fun. Like, it's like Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. It's for the Wii. I think that they actually might have released it on some other platforms.
Oh yeah,
I'm not sure.
it's on. Dude, it's EA.
It's
on every single platform. So
but
this
I
is,
wanted to play it on the Wii because it's like you can cast fucking spells.
dude, your Wiimote is a wand,
Yeah.
which I thought they did pretty good job on.
Yeah.
Pretty good
so
job.
you're running around, and this is probably the largest world of any game I've ever seen on the Wii. Like,
Yeah,
it
that's easy,
just
yeah.
goes on and on and on. Never a loading screen.
That was the most impressive part of it.
That is so impressive.
I mean, it felt very much like like Grand Theft Hogwarts.
Yeah.
You're going around, you're going to doing the different missions. You have all these different things you're going to be doing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's no loading screens. There's tons of shortcuts.
Lots of shortcuts.
which you have to do.
Yeah.
And there's a big collecting aspect, which I
and
know
there's
you
those,
love.
There's those bullshit things too, where it's like there's never a loading screen here, but there's this long tunnel you got to run through to get between worlds.
No. So after playing it for a while, I'm all like, okay, these tunnels don't have to be as long as they are. Some of them are kind of long, where you're walking along, there's nothing to do.
But there's always like people, and there's always like some.
But
I mean,
you know what I mean? Because what is it? Tony Hawk did the exact same thing. American Wasteland.
Yeah.
Where it's like no loading screens. It's great, but you're walking. You're skating down this long corridor. Yeah, there's people there, but you're skating down a long corridor for about 30 seconds.
Yeah, but the shortcuts will get you around a lot of those things too, which
I
is
thought
actually
was
pretty
cool.
impressive.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
So it really combines a lot of, I mean, like it's the way that a lot of these games have been doing these days, where they throw in like 50 things and see if they stick.
Yeah.
So in it, there's a whole bunch of mini games. There's like memory and chess and a couple other things.
The chess program in there was terrible.
Well, I mean, you probably played like the first. I mean, I'm sure it gets tougher, right? Like
I suppose, but I was playing. They were putting like pawns all over the place. I beat it in 10 seconds.
It was dumb. They played like a little kid.
Yeah, that's right. An eighth grade.
Yeah. But then they've got like platformer elements. There's a couple things
didn't
where you
get
have to
to
go.
that, yeah.
Like there'll be like oh, you got to get my camera for me. It's up on this wall, and you have to like.
Oh, that bit. Yeah.
You have to like leap between things, and you have to burn shit on the way and climb up stuff.
Did you like the what is it? The exploding. Some of the other mini games, like the exploding snap, and some of the other ones, because I thought they were. Some of them felt a little tacked on. The chess game was a full-on chess game, which is kind of cool.
I didn't like exploding snap, and the memory game annoyed me too. I actually didn't get all that into the mini games, but I really like. I mean, the soundtrack is fantastic. All the voices are the real voices,
which is impressive.
Very impressive.
Very impressive.
The quests are varied. You know, there's a lot of things where it's like there'll be some collection things, but they'll be like finding these other things. I will say that the game's not hard.
No. Wait, did you play on normal?
Yeah.
So I'm kind of curious how they made hard. Do they just make it more stuff you have to collect? Do they make the controls a little worse?
Yeah, I don't know. But the spells is the fun shit, man. So it's like you're going around and they'll be like, you know, you got to lift this up and you go whoom, and it casts the levitating spell and it's just like hanging around the air and you can move it around and put it down places.
That was kind of the most impressive.
Lighting shit on fire.
Some of the ones that I didn't like so much, like was Axio and the Pulso. Like some of those didn't seem to work. Sometimes I want to do Axio, but it would do the other one. So it'd be pushing stuff forward and pulling stuff back, and it's not very accurate because it uses the physics engine within the game to place things.
Yeah.
When it was stuff like picking up paintings and putting them on the wall, you just get it kind of close and you're cool.
Yeah.
But for this other stuff, I was like, and the camera really bothered me.
Camera was bad.
Because you have no control over the camera.
Right. Which in some games is cool because you're not like dicking it around all the time.
When they're done right. But a lot of times it's a static room
and
you have a static view. But in this case, like you're in Myrtle's bathroom and you have to turn on all the sconces with your fire spell. And I'm like, I seriously like 5 minutes trying to move my camera just right so I can target that one. And like, this is ridiculous, right?
So
Absolutely ridiculous.
That was my two big complaints about the game. Well, there's one, it was too easy. 2 was the camera, and 3 was the dueling was piss. Like, of all the things that were cool in the game, the dueling was shit.
Considering it's for kids, though, I can kind of understand why they didn't make it a little complicated.
No. I mean, like, I thought the controls were terrible. Like, I thought it was actually really poorly done, where you'd be going and trying to duel, and I'd be doing the controls for the different dueling things, and it just really didn't behave right.
Well, I think one of the big problems was that one of the big duel things that you have to do is push forward.
Yeah.
And we know any sort of depth perception you do on the Wii
remote is bad.
Really terrible. So, I think for what they did, for a third-party game, they did the Wii controls pretty decently. Which is considering it's EA, I mean.
Yeah. I thought, I mean, so I really enjoyed it. I think that it would be worth a buy if you've got kids. Definitely worth a rental if you don't. Because I'm probably gonna beat it in the next like day or two and then return it. I'm not gonna buy it.
It's totally not a buy. I think one of the big problems, again, it was like the big problems with the camera and all this other stuff. But it had a lot of collection stuff. And that doesn't do stuff for me as much as it does for you. But considering that it is a movie license game, one strike against it. Number 2, it's on every single platform available. A second strike against it, it ain't half bad. So I give it a rental. I don't give it a proper thumbs up, but I give it a rental.
I'll give it a thumbs up, especially considering that there's nothing else good out right now. Like if you compare it to its competition, it was the best game I played this week. I'll say that.
Even Overlord?
Yeah.
Really?
We'll get to that.
Whoa, okay. I'm curious about that. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, next game.
You played a beta I didn't play.
My God, this game is everything. Like everything that Battlefield 2142 should have been, but isn't.
Wow.
So this is Enemy Territories Quake Wars. This is a game from a company called Splash Damage. So they're working with id. They also made Wolfenstein Enemy Territory, or Enemy Territory Wolfenstein, which is a mission-based, squad-based shooter.
Okay.
So it's very similar to Battlefield, except instead of like controlling different points on the map, you have missions. So it's like it's kind of weird because every mission, every level of the game is like a story.
Oh.
So let me look at this right. So you have Straw.
Is it multiplayer only?
Multiplayer only.
Okay.
Yes, exactly. There might be bots. You might have bots, but you have a mission, and the demo that it ships with, you have a defense and an offense mission sides. You have the Strogg, which is the aliens, and then humans. Now the first bit is you have your whole base, your Strogg. Your whole base is covered with force fields. You can't go in.
Yeah.
There's a big thing called EMP disruptor here that you have to protect. Strogg has to do that. GD has to go and hack it. So when they hack it and they build it, all the force shields go down.
Yeah.
So this is the whole center of the conflict around that one point.
Oh, interesting.
There's a spawn point here which can change hands. Actually, it can only be human or not human, which you can because they have to spawn way over here. And once that happens, the shields go down, and then now you have to the humans have to blow up 2 grates. So there's 2 points now.
Yeah.
In all the battle, you have to defend it.
Yeah.
And if they blow that up, there's a big sewer controls which they have to hack.
So,
So it kinda makes sense. It's like a
is
staged-
it not confusing though? Like when you're
Not
trying
at
to
all,
play it,
because
like,
it's like they show the mission always at the top, like defend the grates, repair the deployable.
Yeah.
They do all this stuff, and I
so
love
like
it.
there's games where you're always on defense or you're
Yes.
always on offense.
Exactly, and if you play the different
Is
classes,
it kind of like Counter-Strike? You pick like terrorist, counter-terrorist.
yeah. Well, there's two different sides.
I mean, you get to pick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, if one has like too many people, you can't join that side.
Right,
which is
right.
one of the things. But there's cool things too, because you have the different 5 classes. You have medic, constructor, covert ops, assault. One other one, like bombardment
Yeah.
person. But each one of those classes gets submissions.
Oh.
Like quests.
Oh. Wow, that's
Yeah.
weird.
So like you'll be playing along. If I'm an engineer and I'm running around and I'm like putting down my emplacements and like putting down anti-personnel, anti-tank, all the repairing things, and all of a sudden like mission. Somebody just blew up the deployable. Please repair it.
Wow.
And you get 2 experience points.
Oh, that's very cool.
So I went and go there and I do it.
So okay, so what's the point of experience points? Like, how what do you
Experience points is your
level
score.
those?
There is no score in the game. It's all XP, and you get
okay.
XP and you get additional.
Does it hold over per level? Like if you've played
It's
for a long.
persistent.
So it is persistent.
Forever.
Wow.
So you have an account, and basically the more you play as a medic and more you play, more XP you get.
Man.
You get more skills.
It's like an FPS MMO.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
And it's really well done.
I gotta try that out.
You really should. So the demo is out, but it's only closed, and I got a copy from Gwenster. You rule, by the way.
Gwenster.
Hopefully, maybe he'll let you borrow it, or
Yeah.
if it'll be open, we'll definitely give it a try. But this game is everything. It has vehicles.
That
It
sounds
has
great.
asymmetric classes.
Mm.
So here's the best part, right? When you're covert ops, you can go and take the skin of a human and show up as them on the map. So when I'm playing, I'm like,
Whoa.
oh, there's a human. I'm just going to ignore him, blah, blah, blah. And he can just go and backstab.
That's fucked up.
Oh, it's
I
so
like
cool.
it.
Yes,
I
so
like
you definitely
it.
have to
That's
try. I know
very
you
cool.
don't like Battlefield, but I think you might like this
I
one.
would say that I fucking hated Battlefield, actually.
Yeah, but it's going to be out in a few months, so we are very excited.
Cool.
We'll check it out.
That sounds awesome. All right. So, we're reviewing a game that none of you can get into, but hopefully if you're in the beta, then...
Open beta should be out, I think, at some point. So.
Cool. So, Overlord. So, yeah.
You were all over this game before you left for.
Yeah, I
Quake.
actually... Well, that is actually my whole complaint. So,
okay.
So, this game is... We've talked about this before. It's kind of like Pikmin plus Dungeon
Yeah.
Keeper. So... You're this guy, and you collect a whole bunch of underlings of different kinds. You can have like fire ones and ice ones and whatever.
Kind of like
else.
an evil guy. You're trying to build your town back.
And you swarm them over things. So we can talk about the game, but just real quick, I wanted to talk about my problem with it. You can't come back to it.
What do you mean?
So I played it. I played the shit out of it. I left on vacation for like 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
I came back. There is no menu in the game for what the controls are. There is, like, once you get
So
back.
you forgot?
Yeah.
Weird.
I forgot. I was like going online to GameFAQs and I was like kind of
Yeah.
digging around, but it was just like they have this amazing walkthrough tutorial when you're
Yeah.
playing. But this game, you have to play it and beat it like in a run. You can't just come back to it because it's
But
just
how
like
confusing are you?
it's
I remember,
really non-intuitive.
Really?
Yes.
Because I remember you use the left analog stick to move around.
Yeah.
Use the right one to move your minions.
Yeah.
And you're doing that most of the
But
time.
then you start getting these other things where you can send the fire minions, you can suck up fire to get rid of
Oh, I
like
haven't
fire
got that far.
battlements.
Yeah.
You can break your minions into separate groups and only send this over here and this over
I
there.
don't remember how to do that.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Because I haven't played it in like a week.
Exactly. So when I was playing it before the break, I was having a blast. So I'm not going to give it a thumbs down. It's a fantastic game, but
Yeah.
you can't come back to it. Then you go back.
You could play the
You could.
tutorial again.
And I could just go back through and read GameFAQs, which I
Yeah.
was doing.
Yeah.
But then you get your quest screen. So then you have this massive world to explore,
Yeah.
and there's just like there's 5 quests open. Where are they? I don't know. And it'll be like find a door to something.
Yeah. Find that area. You don't remember.
I don't remember what the areas were.
Do
I
they
don't
give you
remember.
hints? I totally
there's
don't
no
remember if they
hints.
give you hints.
Wow.
Wow.
So it's really weird. It's like one of these things where you have to eat the game in one bite. And if you go away, you come back. And the thing is I was playing it, and I was like, I could go and read a bunch up on this and like get back into it. But I was angry. I was playing it. I'm like, this is really frustrating. Like the world
because you
is
totally
not.
forgot how to do everything.
Yeah, it's not friendly. It's not like they say.
Is it really
in
the fault
this-
of the game? I mean, is it the game's fault that it
When
doesn't
is the
have
last
a
time you
tutorial?
played a game that you couldn't go to the main menu and there's an option that said controls?
Okay, well that's that. You could. There isn't. I don't
No.
know.
There's nowhere in the menu options that you can actually figure out what the controls are
manual?
again. Yeah, you can look at the manual. So.
There's the manual.
No, I mean, no, I'm not.
I understand.
I'm not going to say it's a bad game. I'm just saying
Yeah.
that like that really surprised me that it's so hard to come back to. Like, it's not just the controls; it's the fact that there's really no guidance in the game where it's like, you know, in this area there's these quests, in this area there's these quests. Like, just kind of.
I'll give you that. I think the controls do get complex the further you get into the game. I did get the fire guys.
They get really
that.
complex.
And it's like you have to hold down multiple buttons at once.
Yeah.
So for our old crusty minds,
it
gets a little tough.
But the good stuff. So this game is really fun.
It's funny.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
I love the sense of humor of this game. They did a really good job with the whole theming of it.
Yeah.
The whole way that you interact with all the minions and the character.
The little jester dude.
Oh yeah, that's great.
It's so funny because he actually starts insulting you based on the things that you've done in the past.
Oh, I haven't even
so it's
noticed
like
that.
there's this one thing where you eat a bunch of food or whatever, and it's just like gluttonous Overlord, and he starts like kind of like making these little weird insults and like snipes at you while you're running around.
That. Yeah. Are you playing entirely evil?
No.
But you get good stuff when you help out people.
Nah, I beat the shit out of people.
Gotcha.
It's like I'll see townspeople and say, ah,
there's like a
dead.
corruption level you have on your thing, and if it's weird too because it looks like you're helping people out, which you wouldn't expect an Overlord to do.
Yeah.
So it is a little weird, but a lot of times you have an opportunity to like, oh, let's like rescue all this food from the kitchen.
Yeah.
And eat it.
Yeah.
Instead of giving it to them, and they're like, damn you!
I think it really would have benefited from a World of Warcraft style quest menu where it's just like by region and like a little paragraph.
They have it by region, not paragraph, but they have it separated into areas.
Yeah,
I remember.
Yeah.
I know exactly. I think they could have done a lot
I mean, like,
more,
I got to the point where I got to the town and I started opening like 7 gates out of the town, and there was just like 80 million ways to go, and you basically had to memorize the entire world to find out where everything was. And there's no map.
You're right.
There's no map.
I'm trying to think. There's no map.
You can't map it. So it's just like, I don't know, the game's unfriendly. Like, it definitely doesn't feel like they're going out of their way to make it a friendly experience.
And it's kind of weird, too, because if you think about it, if you didn't go on vacation, you would have never noticed. You would have just continued playing, you would have beat it, or you got really far enough until you stopped, and
maybe,
then you'd been
but
done.
I mean, even before I left for vacation, the lack of map was pissing me off.
Really?
Like, I got to the
idea.
point where I have 7 open quests, and like there's no way to look where in the world it was, and it was just that was irritating me.
I think the thing is, as we get further along, we get used to a lot of the things they put into games to make life easier.
Yeah.
Like we'll talk about it when we'll talk about what is it? Whatchamacallit? Harry Potter.
Yeah.
We already talked about it, right?
Yeah.
So Harry Potter had this thing where you had the Marauders map, and you
Oh,
say,
the
I
Marauders
want to go
map.
find this person, or I want to go to this area. And
So
the moment
awesome.
you do that, in the screen you have these little footsteps that
Yep.
go in front of you, and it's just like it teaches you exactly where to go.
Yep.
And
And I mean, the game completely.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
It encourages you to explore. There's all sorts of shit you can find if you don't do that. But if you get to the point where they're like, we need to find, Ginny on Marauder's map, go. And it's just like, you're never sitting there like, fuck, where is this?
well,
Like,
do I make a turn here? Do I do this? At
there's
this
so many
place?
times in games I've just gotten to the point where it's just like the world is massive, and I'm just like, was she on the 7th floor or the 2nd floor? And
Yeah.
you're just like wandering around, and then you just like, fuck you, and you
It
throw
gets too big to hold it in your head. You know what I mean?
So I mean, it's a really nice when you kind of put in these shortcuts where it's like memorizing the map isn't the game. So let's make it easy. Like that's not the hard part.
Do you think they're going to do that for games like Grand Theft Auto? Because they didn't in the last one.
That's not true. They had the overhead map where it was
But
just
they did.
like,
But you know what I mean? Like they
you
make
could see
stuff
where you
easier.
were, and you could see where the quests were, and then you have the radar, and it would show you where you're going.
I guess comparatively speaking, if you look at something like say San Andreas, you look at Saints Row.
Yeah.
Saints Row made life so
That's
much
true.
easier.
Saints Row had a nice
They
menu
had, I forgot what
system.
the system was. They had something where it was just like, why didn't GTA have this?
Yeah.
And I think when you make these games that are super huge, you're going to have to put in a lot more things to make it easier.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to.
Saints Row had the thing where it's like parts of the maps would flash when they were under attack, and you could go to them, and it would just be like you'd see people on the map with the radar.
I remember something like when you're playing the game itself, it made it easy so that you could find the other person.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I forgot what it
there's a
was.
radar screen. You'd see there'd be like arrows where people were and stuff. It was, it's nice. I mean, like you really got to get mapping down in games because that's not fun. We don't want to play like my first cartography lesson. It's not fun.
Well, I would have to say though, in Overlord's defense, the maps aren't as big as say something like Harry Potter. The maps aren't as big as something like Grand Theft Auto.
And they get big though.
They get big, but you play enough, you kind of figured it out. Which I have to give it. I have to give it a thumbs up because I didn't run into the problem, but I haven't played it in a while. So when I go back to it, I might run into the same problems you do.
Yeah.
But I give it a thumbs up still.
I'll give it a thumbs up because I was really enjoying it before I went on vacation, and if I really wanted to, I could go back and start over and just play and not stop. But it's like one of these things where it's like a big fucking sandwich. It's like, oh my god, I cannot put it down. Like, this is the best sandwich ever, but it really pisses me off. It's like, I'm so thirsty. Oh, someone pour the drink in my mouth because I can't put the sandwich down because it'll fall apart. That's exactly what that game is like.
You put it down for 2 weeks, and it's all moldy, and you can't eat it.
And it's all falling all over the place. There's ants on it.
It's unfortunate.
Fuck it. So, next one. You played another beta.
I played another beta.
You're very busy while I was gone.
I've been doing the PC betas. They're free. What am I going to do? So this game is very interesting. This is World in Conflict.
Yeah.
So it is an RTS.
Okay.
But, get this. It is a pure tactical RTS. No resources at all.
Whoa.
None. So when you start out the game, you are, and it's also multiplayer. That's the other big thing about it, where you manage a group of points.
Okay.
Like say 5,000, and you can use those points to buy infantry, tanks, whatever, helicopters, whatever. But that's all you get. Right. So at most, you're going to be getting maybe like 5 or 6 units.
Okay. So what happens when one gets blown up? Do you get the points back, or you lose them?
You get your points as time goes on. So as you spend them, they gradually accumulate.
Okay.
But at any point in time, at most, if you spent all your points, you can't get any more than that.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you do that, and you're playing with 4 or 5 other people on your team. So you have about, say, 15, 20 units.
Okay. Do you communicate by voice or something?
We all communicate by voice, and that's the game. And it's an RTS based off that. So it's a pure tactic. It's more like real-time tactic, not real-time strategy. And the graphics are great. It's set in modern day.
Okay.
And you get tanks, you get helicopters. I'm really liking it, but I want to see what the real game looks like, because I got kind of bored of it after about a few days.
Okay. So what was boring about it? Like what?
Not
much variety in the maps?
Two maps.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
So in the real game, they'll have more maps.
And they're not that big, so you can go from one end to the other very quickly. And I can definitely see.
So what was the gameplay like?
So the gameplay is kind of like, it's weird because it's not really top down like you see with the normal RTSs. It's more kind of like 75 degrees.
Okay.
And you can zoom in really closely. And they have a couple of cool things where you zoom in very closely, and then you hear your guys talking to each other.
Oh,
so
that's
that kind of
cool.
detail that they added. It's really good. Excuse me. And, you get like artillery, and it's all basic battlefield style. You have points of contest. You take those points, and then points run down. And whoever has the 0 loses.
Okay.
So it's pretty basic stuff. I'm going to keep my eye out on it. It's going to be coming out pretty soon, so it's something to take a look at. I don't know if you'll like it. Since you don't like resource management, maybe you'll like the tactic part of it.
I mean, that sounds like, as long as I'm not fucking, trying to sit back there, like, managing all of the digging up gold and cutting down wood and building all this shit, like, that sounds kind of nice, because I like the idea of, strategic conquest of areas like Risk. I don't like the building up of, basically what I don't like about RTS is whenever they feel like, whenever it feels like I just need to learn the correct sequence of clicks, where it's just like anytime I play, I would be doing the same thing.
Yeah, see, that's
what all RTSs feel like to me, where it's just like I could be playing against anybody, and you do the same thing. You
have your plan, your build order, and you're done. And you don't want to optimize your build order. You hate that. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So in this particular part of the game, there is none of that. All you do is you pick 5 units, you assign them groups, and you set them off to attack the objective.
Cool.
And you can do little It's more about micromanaging your armies.
Yeah.
And say, okay, well, go behind these things or go behind these trees. Do that, get cover. That kind of
I'd like to try that. That sounds pretty cool. Is that an open beta or closed beta?
It was an open beta, so you should definitely download it.
I should check that out.
All right, that is that.
That is that. So new releases. Right, Alien Syndrome.
Yeah.
Who was it that was all geeked about this?
Jam and Slaver was so excited about this game. It's kind of based. It's a Sega game. It's based on an old arcade game where everything kind of looked like blobs. So it was a top-down shooter. You were a bunch of alien fighters, and you had guns, and you kind of shot.
Top-down shooter like Smash TV.
Yeah, kind of like that, but less crazy, more level based, and things like that. I don't remember liking it that much in the arcades. I like Xenophobe and a couple other alien style games a little better. But
I do not remember this game at all.
It was 88 maybe, pretty old.
So is it a redo or is it just a?
Yes, it's a redo. I think it is still top down. I haven't looked up any of the things, but you move with a nunchuck and you aim with the Wiimote. So it could be good.
Could be kind of fun.
I'm skeptical, but I will give it a try.
All right. And then what's Persona 3 on the PS2?
Dude,
what's
did
this?
I tell you about this game?
Nah.
So this game, it's an JRPG. So we know about your hatred now of JRPGs. But get this, no random battles.
Oh, okay. All right.
So that's good.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
It's
heartbeat calms down a little bit.
It's very stylistic. There's a lot of cool things. It's set in high school.
Okay.
So you spend most of your day or half your day in the high school like talking to girls, getting on
you
dates.
did tell me about this one. You did tell me about this one. This is hilarious.
It's a dating game, so you do all this. You build relationships. You go to classes. You learn stuff. It's kind of like Bully.
Yeah.
In that aspect, you're going through a lot of things, and those relationships
like the
help you out later.
conversation trees, like in the dating games, where it's just like, "Do you like chocolate? I like chocolate too."
Just like that.
Just like that.
Absolutely like that. But here's the thing. At night, all of a sudden the demons come out, and you have to go with your group of secret society and go fight them. And it turns into a JRPG, a turn-based.
And it's based on what you did during the day, right? Like,
well,
doesn't
that stuff
feed...
helps your stats.
That's so weird.
And get this. So there's a special
It's like
thing.
the most Japanese thing I've ever heard of.
This is more Japanese. All right? You are playing the game, and you know how, you do something, you summon a monster that will, do massive damage?
Yeah.
They have this in the game, but here's what you do. They're called personas.
Uh-huh.
You collect them, they can do different damage and all that, but the way you summon them,
Yeah.
you get a gun, you point it at your head, and you shoot, and then he comes out.
Is that really the best idea? Doesn't Japan have the highest suicide rate of any
They
industrialized
have a high
nation?
suicide rate, but they don't have any guns. Just saying.
Oh,
It'd be really hard for them to do that.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, but it's very Japanese in a way,
Yeah,
right? It's kind of
like
wacky,
Suicide
kind of
Club.
weird.
That was a good movie. Okay, so you put a gun to your head. So this is
That's your
Persona.
special attack.
This is Persona 3. So this is obviously a successful franchise.
It's pretty popular. It's Shin Megami Tensei. That's the Japanese name of it, and it's called Persona, and then Persona 3.
Suicide-based dating JRPGs.
JRPG. So personally, I want to play it just to see what it's like.
I would love to try this out.
I think we'll give it a try.
Do we have to import this, or is this for
No,
sale
it's coming
here?
out here next week. So
Good.
this week.
All right. Well, shit. I will try that out. That sounds really weird.
I think I'll play it. I think I'll definitely rent it because this is. I think I'm going to hate the game because it is turn-based.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: you don't control all of your teammates. They all have AI.
Yeah.
So they just fight, and it's not random battles. You can avoid them, but it's still turn-based. So
Yeah.
what are you going to do?
I'd check that out, though. That sounds kind of
It
interesting.
sounds interesting.
Interesting.
I don't know about the dating sim part of it.
No. See, that's the thing, is every time I've played one of those Japanese dating sims, like, I'd be like, this will be fun. Ha, 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 ha. No, 2 seconds in, I'm like, this is fucking stupid. This is so awful.
That's how I
just
felt
like
with Idolmaster.
a inane dialogue just scrolling by over and over again. Like
you need to play Brooktown High. I'm gonna make you play that game.
No! You need to clean my room. You need to mow my lawn. I'm not going to play a chore game for you.
Okay, what's next?
Ray Strikers Charged.
Did you play the import?
I played the import.
Yeah, well, no.
It was shit.
It's too bad.
It was fucking terrible. Did you not play the import?
No,
I should let you borrow it.
Yeah,
I
I
still
should let
got
you borrow it. Yeah. Maybe I'll get around to it. But I think I'll give it a try just because people.
One of my buddies hooked me up. He's like, yeah, this would be great, blah, blah, blah. He lives in Japan. He's like, sends it over. He's like, check it out. No.
Yeah.
It's a sports game, and it's not a good sports game. But, I mean, it's getting buzz like shit. Isn't it getting great buzz?
It was, and then it kind of died down.
Once people realized it was a bad game.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
It's really bad.
But hey, it's coming out in the U.S. It's going to be arcadey. It's kind of a soccer game, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, soccer.
Yeah.
That would really light the hearts of Americans on fire.
Hey, well, it's doing decent in Europe.
Yeah, well, I'm sure. Europeans give a shit about soccer. All right, so yeah,
dribble
fuck that
cricket.
game.
That's
Moving
right.
on. Civ 4, Beyond the Swords.
Yeah.
You love Civ 4.
I love Civilization. This game may actually make... You might like it. I don't know.
Well, you already played Civ 4. You liked it, right?
Well, I love Civ 4. Yeah. So Civilization 4, it's like Civilization. It's a great game. They did all this cool stuff. This is a new expansion.
Okay.
But the whole point of this expansion is that it's totally moddable. So it comes with 8 scenarios, which mod the engine so drastically that... it's almost like a different game. So there's one scenario called After Death or something like that, and it's just like XCOM.
Ooh.
So turn-based. So it's
Yeah,
weird. It's just like
XCOM.
well, you say that.
I don't know if I can go back and play XCOM, but I've got good memories of XCOM.
Yes, I need to give this a try. I've heard kind of iffy things, but they have a demo out, and I played that already.
Oh.
So they have a demo, and what you can play is Final Frontier, and it's basically Civilization 4.
Do you have to own Civ 4 to play the demo?
Not the demo, but the expansion you do.
Yeah.
It's called Final Frontier, and it is Civ 4, but everything's in space. So it's just kind of like Alpha Centauri.
Yeah,
I don't know if you played.
I remember that.
So they did a lot of things. There's a whole fantasy mod for it. There's a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm really excited. They have corporations now. They have better espionage. They upgraded a lot of things. So if you like Civ, I think you'll really like this one. And it's pretty cheap.
Cool.
So.
All right. So that sounds interesting. I'm sure we'll have a review coming up soon. And then the last one needs barely any introduction at all. We should have busted out a song list, though. I bet you know some.
I know some of them. Yeah.
All right. So Guitar Hero rocks the 80s. Guitar Hero, the franchise that has done no wrong.
Until Guitar Hero 3, probably.
Guitar Hero 3 is not out yet, so we're just going to say it's continued to do no wrong.
I don't know. Guitar Hero 80s, I'm a little worried. Because here's
you?
the thing. $50, 30 songs.
Ooh, that's kind of...
No bonus songs.
Dick in the ass.
Exact same UI of Guitar Hero 2.
Yeah.
Everything's the same, just new songs.
$50?
Yep. Dude, they even got...
That's kind of like Xbox 360 pricing, where it's just like, yeah,
Well,
$2 a song.
It's standard yeah, exactly. So I'm like, $50 for 30, I'm like,
I'll still get it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll get it anyways, but I think there's some sales going on right now. Best Buy, $40.
Okay.
There's a couple other things, so we should get it soon, and it's coming out very soon. But here's some of the track lists.
Hit me.
Winger, 17.
Oh, yes.
She's only 17. Yeah, it's going to be good.
18 in Life is on there, isn't
18
it?
in Life.
Oh, yes!
Skid Row. Was it 18 Life? Yeah, I think so.
I think it was. I think it was.
It was definitely Skid Row is going to be on there. Got an Extreme song on there.
Hopefully not more than words.
No, actually, that's a hard song.
I don't give a shit. That song sucks.
I'm just saying, it's a hard song.
Yeah.
You have, let's see what else. We should have the song list, but...
yeah, I know. We should have pulled it up. But anyway, there's some good-looking songs. I remember looking through the song list, and there was some cool stuff on there. Wasn't there, like... There was some weird stuff that I wasn't even sure was guitar stuff. I thought there was, like...
Well, they have, like, Turning Japanese by the Vapors.
Yeah,
that was pretty good. Yeah, you know, they have a bunch of stuff. It's going to be a lot of... I think there was Motley Crue on there one, too, if I recall correctly.
Okay.
So it's going to be pretty good. I'm pretty excited about it, but
Yes.
I hold reservations. I'm a little pissed off about the pricing. Activision has been fucking up with the pricing.
Yeah, that's not
so,
cool.
I'm not going to not buy it like I'm not buying
I'll probably
the
get that.
packs.
I mean, you said it's at $40, though. Like,
Yeah.
I'll get it for $40.
Yeah.
$50 really seems like a lot for that.
Doesn't it?
That seems like a ripoff.
It's like $50 would be for Guitar Hero 3.
Yeah.
Guitar
Guitar
Hero
3
2
kinda
with
looks
30
crappy,
songs? Yeah,
so.
you know, I don't know.
All right.
Dude, they just announced the prices for Rock Band.
Oh, yeah?
So $200 for the whole pack. $80 for the drums, $80 for the
that's
guitar.
expensive. Fuck me.
$200 though. If you want the drums, one guitar, and the mic.
Well, of course. What?
What?
You only get one guitar?
You only get one guitar.
For $200?
So if you buy them separately, it's $80 for the drums, $80 for the guitar. That's $160.
my
The mic's probably about $20
God.
plus the game. So you're saving money.
Fucking you in the ass. That is terrible.
$200, but I think it's gonna be worth
I
it.
mean, the Guitar Hero guitar was $60, so it's just like they're just
70
jacking
for the
it.
360 one. No, it was 90 for the 360. Remember?
Oh, really?
It was pretty expensive.
Yeah, I thought it was less than that.
Yeah.
But anyway,
80 or 90.
Rock Band's going to be awesome, but man, that's mean. And that's like to charge you $200 and not even give you a full 4-person band.
Well,
that's dick.
But the drums themselves have got to be pretty pricey.
Are they nice? I don't know if they're nice.
People are saying they like them.
All right.
So I'm going to shell out $200. Sorry, I'm going to do it.
I'll play yours.
With a
You need more people to play.
Whatever. I'm playing them all by myself.
Yeah.
We need a one-man band.
That's right. We'll do the Bob Dylan version.
But at the very least, you can bring over your guitar. I can bring over my guitar. We can do the bass. But who wants to play bass? I'm going to probably sing drums I'll probably sing or guitar. I don't know if I like drums.
I'll try them.
Yeah.
Shit. I mean, why not?
But you got to buy them.
Oh, man, $200.
I know.
Let's start saving my nickels and dimes now.
I know. So let's
Pin
go.
my ass in the corner. Speaking of the corner, I don't know why. All right, so Penny Arcade Expo is on like Donkey Kong.
24th through 26th in Seattle, downtown Washington.
It's a month from today.
1 month from today.
1 month from tomorrow.
So we already have our plane tickets. We are on United or something like that, and we already have our hotel.
Yep.
We're going to be in there starting Friday morning.
Friday morning. And we've already got a whole bunch of people, like Sunflower's coming.
Oh, yeah.
Our buddy Bates is coming. Our buddy
Quack's
Sam's
gonna come
coming.
in.
Bruce
Sam's
and
coming too?
Karen are coming. Sam's coming.
Holy shit.
We have a crew.
It's
and
going to be
not only
nice.
that, we got a whole bunch of people. Oh, excuse me. We got a whole bunch of people on the NooBTooB forums. I get all excited.
Yeah.
That are saying that they're coming.
Yeah.
Some people are not even underage.
Yes.
My God, there's people there that are not going to be underage, so we're going to have a NooBTooB drinking night. We're going to go hang out, play games all day. Me and Bates especially are excited. We're going to get a Warhammer 40K game in,
Oh my
even
God,
if it
are you
fucking kills me.
serious?
Yes.
Have you ever played it?
Yes.
Holy crap, that thing's intense.
It's intense. So I mean,
I do want to spend time in the.
I want to nerd out more than I did last year. Last year I did a lot of wandering. This time I want to find some games and dig in and I don't care. I don't care actually about a lot of the musical stuff. I want to be in the rooms with the games with the nerds.
That's right.
So
we should definitely do some board games.
It's going to be 3 times the size as it was last year. It is going to be off the hook. It's going to be huge.
So I think we should set up. We should set up some times to go to the console free play room to play together. We should definitely do some board gaming if we can. And I'm thinking GameWorks is right across the street from the convention center. So as far as drinking, they have bars. So
if you are coming to PAX, email us at feedback@NooBTooB.com, or even better, hop
to
on the
our forums.
forums, and we got forums aplenty. So people are already planning up. A lot of people are be like, "Oh, I don't know if I'm going to go." Yeah, I'm going to go.
Yeah.
So people are like, and like as
some
we get
people
more
are looking-
momentum, we're going to get like NooBTooB should show up in force, and if we
Oh,
get
yeah.
enough of you guys there,
We'll do a huge live show.
It's
It's going to be awesome.
in our room.
And
Somewhere.
yeah, that's a
Somewhere.
little creepy. Maybe not. We'll see.
For the ladies.
For the ladies. Do you get enough of that stuff? Sorry. What? So there's already people on the forums right now that need rooms.
Yes.
So you can
you guys can pair up, save a whole bunch of money.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be amazing, and I'm really curious to see what Sunflower looks like in person. He keeps on saying he's a big man.
I know. He's going to show up and be like 5 feet tall.
Yeah.
Punch him in his girl
And like
face.
80 pounds.
So yeah, we got a whole bunch of people coming. It's really going to be exciting. We're really excited about it. Penny Arcade Expo. Go check out the website. Go check out whatever.
It's cheap.
Yeah.
Registration, I think, for all 4 days is like $40 or $45.
Unbelievable.
So
if you guys have ever gone to any conventions before, they just
they
stick
you.
their hand in your
so
wallet
bad.
and take anything you have. They're like, every day is a $400, and if you want the whole thing, it's $2,000, and all these things.
Forget
it's just
that.
no. It's wide open. It's very cool.
Yeah.
Bring your DS. Bring your PSP.
Yep. No, you won't get that much play out of your PSP.
No, I'm just saying if you got one, bring it so I can laugh at you.
Yeah.
Bring your game face.
Bring liquids and Cliff Bars.
Yeah,
because we were hungry.
Because all they were drinking last time was balls. And
I got
after
ball
you get over
slushies, dude?
after you get over the humor of everybody drinking balls, that stuff tastes like sugary asshole.
And not only that, you drink, because I think, did they have balls
Sponsored by
slushies?
balls.
Ding.
Yeah.
No, but if you had it, the crash from balls is so bad.
It's bad.
You're like
People were
dead.
just passed out everywhere.
Oh.
People were like face down in sleeping bags and shit.
Yeah, but it is the best thing. If you are a gamer and you love games,
This is
the place for you, and you're going to be surrounded by your peers.
Yep.
You're going to feel like you belong. It's like it's amazing.
Yep.
So give it a try. We'll be talking about more with more details later.
Absolutely. So now the voicemail section. We got a crap load. I mean, we've been gone for 3 weeks, so it makes sense. But we got some good ones. This one cracks me up.
Which one is this one?
Prydeck.
Oh.
What up, NooBTooB? This is Craddock from the forums. Oh, man, I seriously... I just got Everything Bad is Good from you from my library, because I went 2 weeks ago, went and requested it, it finally got in, and now I'm going to go read the shit out of it, because it looks fucking awesome. Anyway. Yow!
Oh, he's going to go read the shit out of it. He's going to go fuck it in its word hole.
I don't think I've read the shit out of anything.
That's awesome. I just imagine him like sitting at home, just like fucking tearing pages out, like
Yeah, and just kind of like going on. Yeah, I don't know, dude.
snapping the spine, rubbing himself with the book.
Yeah, the book's good, but I don't know if it's that good.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it, episode 49, I think. So
Yeah, people are still coming along. It's awesome. It's a short read. Go give it a try. It's still an amazing book. And go to the forum topic. We still have forum topics.
Still forum
I see it
topic.
right over there. It's great.
Yeah. Oh, it's great.
In your library.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. It's sitting right there.
You do know how to read.
No, those are all my girlfriend's
Oh,
books.
that's right. Okay.
We're sitting in my library, but you can't see it on the thing, so, whatever. All right, next one, Blue Rage.
Hey, this is Blue Rage from Canada. Just wondering, what do you think is going to be the next-gen console, and who's going to make it? Thanks.
No Yao?
I would say this is a bit early to talk about new generation consoles right now.
Yeah, but they're thinking about it.
Yeah.
So that's why it's a good question, right? Because, I mean, like...
Why? You're not going to be able to buy a new console for 5 years at least.
Yeah, but I find it very interesting to think that, like, the day that they shipped these, there was already a team at work at Xbox and at Sony. Like, these guys are already digging in and trying to figure out what the next one's going to look like. And, I mean, if the current next gen has 8 processors, has, like, this...
easily.
No, I'm saying, like, the PlayStation 3 has got, like, the 8-cell processors.
Yeah, okay, that's it.
The next gen, I mean, like they're. I'm sure that they're just speccing it out now because there's no reason to design it now.
Yeah.
Because the next 3 years,
you have to design the chip. You have to design the graphics card.
How do you design in a world where you double in density every 18 months?
I don't know. So I'm trying to think. Which direction? I mean, we know enough about electronics and things like that. I definitely think powerfully parallel processors is going to be the way to go.
Yeah.
You already see the PlayStation with 8. You see the. What is it? The 360 has 3 cores, I think.
Right.
So they're going to go probably 32, 64.
Yeah, it's going to be ridiculous.
Because I mean, you have Sun has like the Rock processor, which is already 32 threads, which is amazing. 8 cores, 4 threads each.
But I got an idea. How about for the next gen, a fucking hard drive? How about that?
They all have hard drives.
Yeah, but they're like 20 gigs.
So you want a RAID? You want a terabyte RAID?
I want something they're not like dicking you later where they're like, how about now you pay extra for a real hard drive? We gave you that little paper one that holds like 2 songs on it.
So one of the things I need to show you is you need to read a book called Xbox 360 Uncloaked.
Yeah.
When they built it, you can actually see all the decisions they went into, why they included and why they didn't include the hard drive, and they actually have a lot of good reasons why.
Oh, wow.
So
I'll
you should definitely check it out. There's a lot of good reasons.
Maybe we should have that as a book club book.
I think we should. So yeah, but you need to read it first.
All right.
But yeah, as far as like next gen, you're going to definitely get a lot more processors. You're going to get obviously more shaders, more physics.
Yeah.
I think you're going to have probably AI and physics processors built in.
And I think we're stuck in this lockstep now. I think that we're going to be seeing the 3 major guys coming out in about 4 years at the same time again. I think that they're kind of stuck now. I don't know where Nintendo's going to go. Like,
I don't know either.
You know exactly what Xbox and Sony are going to do. They're just going to throw in more processing power, throw in more graphics power, throw in more whatever, and they're going to basically, what'll be exciting is where they go with the online stuff.
Yes.
But Nintendo, I don't know where they're going to go.
Well, I would say I think one thing you can probably count on is one of the next-gen consoles being entirely digital distribution.
Yes, that would
if
be
they
hot.
put a terabyte hard drive on there,
yeah.
I mean, I can totally see that happening. So
I mean, the Xbox 360, if you don't buy a lot of the retail games, you could play the shit out of that console without ever buying physical media.
As long as you have a hard drive and not one of those funky memory cards.
Yeah. But you can get all the demos you want, all the arcade games you want, like you can get movies, TV shows, all this stuff. You never have to get a CD. So, they're getting close.
And also, PlayStation Network is starting to come online with a lot of their demos and a lot of other things. People are saying all sorts of great things. But as far as which companies are going to be doing all this stuff, they all are.
It's the big 3.
Yeah, you might even get, N-Gage 3. You might get Gizmodo 2. The Phantom.
No. You're locked in, man. It's the big 3 now.
It is a big 3.
All right,
Nothing
so we got another one. A female caller. A female caller, one of 2 this episode.
I think she might even be U.S.
Obviously, the NooBTooB fan base has grown to not be a sausage fest.
Hey, NooBTooB. This is Zen Monk of the forums. I have a question for both of you in regards to, education. Because most of you NooBTooB is comprised of high schoolers, 16 to 18 and slightly younger. And some of us are either graduating from college or thinking about college. And of course, since most of us are gamers, maybe some of us would think about if making video games or doing something in that kind of industry. So my question is for you, both of you, is which sort of college do you think that we should go to for, if we want to make video games or do graphic designing? Should we go to say in California, some sort of a UC school? Or I looked around at art colleges and they're doing graphic art, and some of them are even offering video game making as a major. So what sort of education should we get if we want to get into that industry? Okay, bye.
No yow.
No yow. Thanks, Zen Monk. I think we should take.
Question.
I think we should take both of them separately. So let's cover programming first, since we seem to know that part.
Okay.
So if you want to design games, design programs,
you better love math.
You better really
graphics
love math.
Is all math.
It's
like
entirely.
I took a graphics class in school, and I thought that I was Mr. Brainiac, and I'm like, they had a couple of math prerequisites. I'm like, I love math. I love math. I can do this.
You'll pick it up.
No. 3D calculus and vector algebra?
Linear algebra.
Linear algebra.
Yep.
3D. Yeah. Anyway, you can't fake this. This is hard shit, and I love math. I'm good at math. I wasn't good enough to fake this graphics class.
That class is hard. Yeah,
graphics you gotta
was
love
tough.
math. Unless you're into the graphics side. She had the graphics side,
yeah,
but the programming side is kind of more of our bread and butter.
Yeah, but as far as what sort of she was asking kind of what specific colleges or what sort of things, right? So you have a lot of the places that do game programs.
Yeah.
Now, as far as I can tell, none of them are necessarily proven. You have some of the graduates go on into the game industry, but it's not necessarily a sure thing.
Right. You want to investigate their hiring rates. You want to actually get proof of this, because a lot of them would be like, all of our people place into something. It's just show me, how many of you guys go to EA? How many of your guys go to whatever? You want to know where people are going. And
personally speaking, I would actually recommend against doing a specific game engineering program, because there's a couple of reasons. You go to a game design school or something like that, and you can't get into the game industry, guess what? You're not going to be able to do much else, because they're going to teach you very specific, very solid stuff, but it's not going to be applicable to a lot of other programming. So
Right.
I recommend what we generally did was a standard computer science degree.
At the best school you can get into.
Best school you can get into.
So start looking at the rankings in the schools. I mean, he and I both went to a very good school,
Yes.
Carnegie Mellon, very highly ranked for computer science, but just basically pick the best school that you can find that you can also afford, because there's some state schools that are just fantastic.
If you can get into Berkeley, if you can get into UCLA
Yep.
and Stanford, I mean, there's definitely ones in California that you should hit.
Right.
And but it doesn't, like, it's not limited. If you get into other ones, it's still cool, but
And
it's going to be
also,
harder.
School is always, always, always what you take from it, because you know it's hard to understand this when you're young, and I didn't understand it until I was in my mid-20s, honestly. But basically, the materials are there. You could go to the shittiest school in the world, you go to the best school in the world. There's a teacher there, there's a book there, there's a computer.
Yep.
If you actually want to learn, and you go in and you're not learning it for the test, you're learning it to embed it in your memory and take something away from it. It doesn't matter where you go. If you love what you're doing and dedicate yourself to it,
Absolutely.
you're going to do awesome.
But the better school you go to, what ends up helping a lot is you're going to be surrounded by a lot of like-minded people and not distracted by things like partying all the time, smoking pot, and other stuff like that. Not that it doesn't happen, but at the same time, you're going to be surrounded by a lot more interesting people.
Yep.
As far as the graphics side of thing, I think if you go to any sort of art school which teaches you standard art, I think you're going to be fine. There's Cal Arts, there's San Francisco Institute of Art, and as far as California is concerned, there's a lot of heavy-duty art schools, but you should probably learn traditional art.
Yeah.
If you can't draw, if you can't sculpt, if you can't do some other things, because learning how to create Photoshop and models and all that builds on top of all of the basic skills that you're going to get at a normal art school.
Yep.
So, I think just, do the basics.
And one last thing that I'll say on this is I used to say, when people would ask me about video game stuff, I'm like, I wouldn't want to work in the video game industry because I hear that they work you too hard, the hours are terrible, whatever. As I get older, I realize that the thing that's most important to me is what I produce. At the end of the day, can I point at something and say, this is something that I've helped make and it's amazing, and whether I work 80 hours a week on it or not, like, there's so many people in this world that go home at the end of the day and they can't point at something that they've made. So if you like video games and you go to a company and you work on something that you love, even if they work the shit out of you, even if you retire a couple years later, at least you've done it. And I would say, like, if I could go back, instead of working at Sun, I probably would have gone to a game company. Because I can't point to that much at Sun that I can say that I put my hands on.
That's interesting.
And games, I could say the same. Like, games are something that I love.
That's kind of like opposite of me, because like I went into the industry and I tried my hardest to get into the game industry as much as I could, made my own games, did all this stuff, and then the more I learned about it, it's just like, maybe it's not good, because you have to take a massive pay cut.
Yeah.
You're going to be working like crazy. Your quality of life goes into the toilet for the most part. And it's just like, actually, other things are more important to me now. As long as I can do interesting work at the same time.
It depends on the thing. Like, if I could have gotten to work on like Grim Fandango or like Psychonauts, like if I could work, I'm just saying, like, if I could have done that.
But imagine the
But if I worked on like Army Men or something,
that's more likely.
Yeah.
A lot of the friends I know in the industry, they got started in there and they just were like, "Oh yeah, I was a tester for 2 years."
well, yeah, but if you work on shit, then of course it's shit. But I'm saying, like, if you can get into something cool, it's worth the overworking to me, I think.
Yeah, but you just follow your dreams at the very least.
Follow your dreams. All right, Fat Geek.
Hey, is this a video?
It is a video. We finally get to see the face of Fat Geek.
With a PH.
With a PH. Sucker. Where is he?
There, where?
Go. There he is.
Hey, NooBTooB, this is Fat Geek from the forums, and that's Fat with a PH. I just found out online that the $600 PS3 is now $500. And oddly enough, some pretty good games are coming out soon for the PS3, such as Heavenly Sword, Lair, Little Big Planet is still pretty good, Ratchet and Clank Future Total Destruction, Dark Sector looks really kick-ass, even though that's going to be on the Xbox 360 as well. Now with this price cut, will you finally write that hot check to obtain the once $600 PS3? Will you? Huh? Will you? No, I'm asking.
So, do you have one?
Doesn't sound like it.
He's like yanking our dick about this. I'm like, wait, I don't understand. Do you have one or not? But so we talked about this last week on the E3 episode. We're both starting to get real tempted now.
I'm gonna get one.
When?
I don't know yet, but.
Well, I'm gonna get one too.
I might like in the next week or two. I'm seriously considering it because I was in Costco the other day and I was like, "Where's the PS3?"
Oh,
you know what I mean?
you're starting to sniff
I'm starting
it out.
because here's the thing: you have Heavenly Sword demo coming out this week.
Yeah.
Super Stardust HD is supposed to be amazing.
That looks awesome.
Warhawk is going to come out at the end of this month.
Ratchet and Clank.
Ratchet and Clank's you got a while though.
I know.
You got a while.
I know.
So here's my logic. Okay, I could get it right when Ratchet comes out. I can get it right when Heavenly Swords comes out, which is end of August.
Yeah.
But if I get it like soon, then I can play Resistance, I can play Ninja Gaiden. I have that 2 or 3 weeks to play all the old games for rental or cheap very easily.
So we're like reviewing old PS3 games on NooBTooB. We're like, hey guys, have you played Resistance? We're like, what the fuck? Of course we've played Resistance. We have a PS3.
We should though. We should really talk about it.
We probably should, because we've been getting shit from you guys forever where people are just like, why aren't you talking about PS3s? Because it's expensive. That's why.
But yeah, I think so. So if I get mine, are you going to get yours pretty much
I'm
right
gonna
after?
be forced to.
Why?
Because we'd be like this week we're reviewing Heavenly Sword. I'm like, yeah, I want one.
Yeah. Here's my other logic. If I buy it at Costco,
yeah,
I get at least a minimum 90-day return policy, if not better. So I have this insurance policy of if they come out with an 80 gig and have it cheaper, or if they get Rumble,
return it.
I can return it and just buy it.
Yeah,
So.
I want it, and the price cut is making me definitely consider it, and we run a gaming podcast, so we should be talking about it.
We should.
I would say very soon, Yuzo and I will both have a PS3.
Very soon.
And we'll probably be buying games and sharing them back and forth, because this is getting very expensive.
$60.
But yeah.
Where's those sponsors when we need them?
That's right. Seriously, guys, sponsor us. Okay, next one, another woman.
What?
But she's bringing the smack.
Oh.
Hi, this is Scarlett Yohulana from England, and I'm telling you about how much I love JRPGs, and you keep dissing them, and it's not very good. And I just want to say how much I love random battle encounters and long unskippable cutscenes. Thank you.
You and I shall fight
to the death.
But you won't know when because it's random.
Go.
Like, we're going to fight now? I don't know.
Let's have a really long cutscene to celebrate the fact of your battle.
Oh, I can't skip it.
Let's look pensive.
Yeah. You're never going to get us to come around on this one.
No,
You
sorry.
and I have both crossed over, and we're not coming back. JRPGs
yeah.
with random battles and long, interminable cutscenes,
sorry.
we're done. But we're always on the lookout for ones that are awesome. I'm still going to try Final Fantasy 13, of course.
Yep.
We'll
try Persona.
Persona 3. It looks interesting.
It's the gun shooting the head. That sold us right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But other than that, I mean...
I'm not going to apologize.
But here, the thing is, 1 billion people also agree with you, so, I mean, we have our own opinions.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I found a great analogy, right? We like certain video games, we hate certain video games. It's just like us liking sci-fi versus mysteries.
Yeah.
Like, nobody says, I can't get into mysteries. Nobody says, fuck you, mysteries
are
are
awesome!
It's a style.
Yeah.
It's a
but
genre.
If you look at our comments on YouTube, it is fucking hilarious, because what happens, right? We put a video.
Yeah. Like Odin Sphere.
The whole fan base of NooBTooB, like 2,000 people come and watch it, and everyone's like, yeah, this is awesome, thanks for the video, blah, blah, blah. Bunch of great comments, bunch of really thoughtful comments. Then you wait. 2 weeks later, the people that are searching for their favorite games comes up, right? Like Odin Sphere. People come like, these faggots hated Odin Sphere and they like boy anus. It's just like it's
awesome.
You just get this level. It's like watching like sedimentary, like rock, where like you get like the fans, and you get like the people that stumble upon us that like us, then you get the people that stumble upon us that hate us.
Yeah, we got a lot of those that first episode, 23, that got featured.
Yeah.
Remember that? That was crazy.
Yeah.
But I mean, we have these groups of these niche lovers.
Someone will always love a game that we hate, no doubt.
You got Super Smash Brothers. You got a lot of haters of us because we hate it.
Yep.
Halo, when he says stuff
Halo.
JRPGs,
Yeah,
Pokemon,
Castlevania.
Hey, look, we hate games, certain games. I mean, what are you going to do?
We hate them because they suck ass and you're wrong.
Yeah, basically.
So that's what I'm saying. Oh my god, 2 minutes.
All right.
Okay, so let's skip. Okay.
Yeah.
So our last one is a call from a zombie.
Hey, I just started watching your.
Birds.
So seriously, that's the weirdest call we've ever gotten.
Yeah,
Some guy was seriously in the middle of a call.
He got attacked by a zombie.
I think he turned into a goddamn zombie.
Damn.
But guess what? I think we've got his caller ID, so we should call him back on the show. Are you still a zombie?
So just word of the warning, practice your voicemail messages beforehand.
Yeah, he obviously kind of choked. He pulled a Omega.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Without
anyway.
any help. All right, so let's get just finished up.
We're out of time. Let's roll out.
Woo! We got out of time? Oh, yeah, shit. Okay. We'll figure that out stuff later. Let's do our homework. Go to the forums. All right, that's our show for the week. Please check out our website at NooBTooB.com and participate in our forums by clicking the forums tab at the top of the page. Also call into our toll-free voicemail, 1-888-233-8480, or send a video or audio feedback to feedback at NooBTooB.com. That's it for this and be featured on the show.
Yes, we love videos, man. Fat Geek setting the standard. So also be sure to subscribe to our audio and video podcasts in iTunes right off our front page. We got Link Zors. If you're watching this video on YouTube, there's a subscription button right over there. Click it. Also rate this video with 5 stars by touching my bizzles right there. We also have a MySpace profile of NooBTooB, so add us as friends. We love friends. That's all for this episode. I am Tobin Kazire.
And I'm Yuzo Watanabe. Audio engineering is done by Range $2 Strunk. $2! Yeah, that's it for this episode. We'll see you next week.
We're out!
See ya.
Hey, Tobin!
What?
The pulso!
Oh, shoot.
Oh no, what happened?